My name is Jen Muse. I'm the Executive Director at the Ballard Food Bank. I started at the Ballard Food Bank 11 years ago when we were just a few blocks away on Leary. And during my time, we've been able to expand our programs, especially as we've seen community need grow. And so we have now been in our new home for 4 years. It's really a hub for hope. It's a community space that allows people to access food, critical resources, and also the community. You know, our mission is to bring food and hope to our neighbors because there can be enough for everyone. And I think the can be enough for everyone is so important because the fact is there is enough food out there. There are enough services and money that we can put towards helping people in our community. We just have to make sure we give people access to it. So we do really believe that it's both food and hope. And hope is really this idea of helping our community members get to where they need to be in terms of self-sufficiency and making sure everyone has hope. And so by us welcoming our doors, having our volunteers smile, greet them with our staff, greet everyone with a smile as well, get to know people's names, our volunteers know the names of our guests, it really creates this sense of belonging. And everyone is welcome here. And I think right now our community needs that type of atmosphere more than ever. My hope for food access is that everyone can access healthy food and feed their families and have an incredible meal on their table to make sure that their kids, their grandparents are all getting the meals that they need. But I think the best way for us to all do that is if we work together. And I think this is where our grocery store partnerships with like Met Market are so important because when we work with our stores, they're able to donate beautiful product that we can then stock our shelves with, and that makes such a difference. I really believe there can be enough food for everyone, and I believe food is a basic human right. So I think we all need to make sure we do our best to make sure that we vote for policies and we take care of policies that help ensure families can access food. A day in the life of the food bank is actually quite amazing. When I think about it, we have hundreds of volunteers that come in and help during the day. We have our incredible staff. But we also have our community coming in and accessing services. You know, we open Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. People are able to come in and they're able to shop, they're able to go to our Kindness Cafe, and they are also able to access our Community Resource Hub, which has a variety of services that are available to our community. Our staff and our volunteers are really what creates that atmosphere, right? It's based on our values. We're a very relationship-based organization. We believe that by creating relationships with our community, we can better help serve our community. And I think, you know, if we think of everyone as our neighbors, everyone has a story, and there's reasons why they're here, but when they come in, they feel a sense of dignity and pride to be here and with us in this space, and they feel welcomed. And so our staff and volunteers are grounded in that, and that really makes a difference when we can be relationship-based and get to know our community. We actually are working to prevent homelessness by keeping people housed in our community, helping pay utility bills, help people get into housing. One of the moments that struck me was when we first opened our doors, and I remember there was a gentleman who came in and he was unhoused, and he walked in and he shopped and then he left, and before he left I said, so, you know, how are you doing? How was that experience? And he said, you know, you said you were going to build a place that offered dignity, and you really did it. He goes, this place is amazing. And I think that's what we see here, right? We see, you know, our staff giving people coffee when they come and they're waiting in line. We see people getting to sit down and have an amazing meal, a hot meal and a hot cup of coffee. We see these different things, and I think every time I talk to a guest, that's what they share. They say you can't get that experience anywhere else, and they feel such a sense of belonging. You know, our vision as a food bank is really to continue to build off what we're offering. We really want to make sure that we're always available to our community to offer services and provide the food that they need. You know, it's challenging right now, to be quite honest. You know, we have more people coming in than ever before. You know, we've had about 300% growth since COVID in terms of, you know, we used to have about 3,000 household visits a month, and now we're averaging 10,000 household visits a month. The number of people coming into our community, it's just grown immensely, and it shouldn't be that way, quite honestly. And so as an agency, we really think about how do we shorten the line? What services are we offering that we can make sure that folks can access those services, access the food, the immediate need, but also how do we think about the long-term need? How do we look at the systemic issues that create the need for folks to access food? How do we address poverty? How do we address food justice? You know, we really believe that housing and healthcare and education, food, all of these are human rights. And so as an agency, we're really focused on how can our programming better address those systemic needs and how can we do the advocacy we need. But at the end of the day, we couldn't do anything we do without our community. You know, we're largely funded by individuals. We are an agency that we don't receive a lot of government funding, and so it's really our community, our neighbors, that make sure that we can afford to purchase the food that we do have, that we can make sure that we can have money for financial assistance, that we can have the staff to support our community when they need it the most. And so it's those things together that really make a difference in how we see our vision for the future, is continuing to build upon that so we can meet our community where they are.